safety maniacs. We're doing it today. We're taking on the man. And this time, we're gonna win. And we're also gonna continue working on this cargo bike. Alright, so we've got this all welded up now. It's all fully welded. And I'm liking it. It's still, I mean, it's not light. I could pick it up with one hand, so it's not heavy, I wouldn't say yet. For a bicycle though, it's gonna be interesting by the time I'm done. Now I want to put some supports in, like right here. Put a little triangle right there and there. Once we have this support in here, I'll put like a little support here, a little, I want to use some 1/4" rod and just make like a little hoop here so you can also like hook things to it, but it will also help to triangulate this little section here and support that and give this guy some support. I'm going to do the same thing down here, put a little sort of hoop triangle to help stiffen this up as well. So that's what we're up to next. Going to go ahead and cut those pieces. I'm gonna get ya. Gonna get ya. Alright, so I've got the little pieces cut out for either side here. Basically, they're going to go on like right about there. They're going to angle up like that. Like 9.5 inches or so. Alright, here's my longer piece. Goes over here, basically like that. I cut it a little bit longer, so I can now mark this thing sort of at the angle I need to cut it at. There, and that gives me an idea of where to start. So go ahead and cut it there. It's still gonna be a little bit long, and then we'll keep cutting it down or grinding it down until we get it to the length we need it, and then we'll cut the other one. All right, so some fiddling around later. That's about how it's gonna look right there. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, that's the dream.
That's the vision.
And so now I'm gonna cut out, I've already got the lower one cut out on the other side. I need to cut out the top one. I'm going to use this one I just made as a template.
All right, so here is...
Still hot here. So here is the other one. They should look the same, I'm hoping here. You know, aha! I think that looks the same, man. That's the look, that's what we're doing. This will help support this guy here. That'll help keep this thing from flexing and that sort of thing. It'll just stiffen up this whole section here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start welding these things together. Weld this guy here, tack that section first, and then we'll go ahead and tack it onto the bike. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and set these things up on here, approximately where they're going to sit. Clean this thing up for welding. Prepping for welding. And then we're going to weld these things on here. I also have a pieces cut. Have to go on the back side here to triangulate this section here. All right, I've got stuff cleaned up, nice shiny metal here to get these guys on here. Welcome to my fantasy world. All right, so next I want to make some brackets. God, the weight of this bike. A couple brackets, several brackets that are going to go on here. They're going to allow me to attach the cargo floor onto this thing. So I'm planning on getting a piece of aluminum, a couple pieces of aluminum. One's going to go on the main floor here, and one is going to go up front here as like a kick plate slash fender for the wheel. Slash things don't go sliding off in the front there and all that kind of stuff. All right, so I want these things to be, these brackets to be as small as possible to save as much weight as I can on this bike frame. So I'm going to cut them at 1 inch. So I'm just going to cut several of these, just 1 inch little pieces here, and then we're going to drill a hole through them. I'm going to drill a small hole, and that'll just be sort of like a centering hole, basically, a sort of a placeholder for right now. And then when I actually go to rivet on the aluminum piece on the floor, then I'll go ahead and drill this out further at that point in time. All right, now I've got my 6 little pieces here. And from here, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna mark out where I wanna drill it. Alright, now I've got all my little tabs done here, prepped for welding. Now I need to basically figure out where I want to put them on here in terms of measuring everything out so that they're in the same spot. I want that one at 4. Alright, the ones in the back are at 4. Alright, and then with the stuff marked off, I'm going to go ahead and clean this up with flat disc, clean the metal up, and get it prepped for welding. I'm going to use this piece of like 1/4 inch flat stock as my straight edge going across here like this. I need to flip the table upside down because I want these to sit like right at the top of this tube here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and clamp this guy right where my things are going to be welded, and then we'll weld them flat with this thing. Alright, and then I'm going to take my little tab, arrange it down here, right where I want it to be, and have it flat up against there. This flat stock actually represents the cargo bed, so this should be right flat with the cargo bed when we put that on there. So I'm going to put it in here like this, I'm going to tack it in, and then we'll take this piece off, and then we can weld it in. Alright, so we got the tabs. Alright, so now I would like to make some little sort of hooks that go right here, little hoops, so that they help to be a brace for this joint here, this connection, and I'd like to do it up here as well, but I'd also like them to be little hoops so that you can hook onto them and sort of run a strap like all the way across or something like that. It allows you to strap some stuff down on there, that's an option. So I got some 1/4 inch rod, and then back here folks, this is what I'm going to use to bend the 1/4 inch rod into a hoop, and we'll cut the hoop into like halves or quarters or something. And this is my 3-in-1 roll break shear. We're going to roll. So up here on this little rolly thing, you can see there's some nice little grooves, and this groove is designed for this 1/4 inch rod, so we're going to try enrolling this up here. Never done it before, we're going to try. Alright, so this should involve some adjustments here. Alright, so this is how it came out eventually. I think I like it. It's not quite as tight of a roll as I had expected, but we'll work with it. Like that. So next thing I gotta do is I'm gonna measure this out. This guy is going to be 1.5 inches there. Let's see if it's the same. Yeah, about 1.5 inches. All right, so I'm gonna mark it at 1.5 inches on top here, on both sides, and then we'll weld it to that spot. All right, let's weld it. I'm just gonna come down on it from the top here, tack it in, and then we'll straighten it out from there if necessary. All right, these are all on. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now it should be like a cool little way to like strap stuff down, you know? And now this video is done. And you know, I have something embarrassing to admit to everybody. I think I'm gonna put plywood on this cargo bed instead of the aluminum, because aluminum's freaking expensive, man. I didn't realize how expensive. So instead of spending like 60 bucks to put a bed on here, I'm gonna use the plywood that I have already for free. I'm gonna put that on there. You could always put aluminum on it in the future, but for right now, we're going with wood, man, because, well, hoop-de-doodle, we're not to the Lambo status yet, you know?
We are doing a Lamborghini race, and whichever one of you wins keeps the Lamborghini.
So we're Well, actually, we're not even to the aluminum status yet. We're still at wood status. So that's what we're using on this cargo bed for this bike. Oh, and like subscribe, that would help. That would help the Hoopty Doodle channel to get to aluminum status.